There, Scott. So I'm going to review some of the exercises you and I went over. The purpose is to use these exercises to apply to the exercises that Peter gave you. And I'll give you some examples as we go here. So first of all, we're going to tune in your deep abdominals in a way that you can apply them to the deadlift, Romanian deadlift, squat, so it takes stress off your lower back. So the first exercise is just to be kneeling with your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Pretend like your stomach's an inner tube and your mouth is the nozzle that lets air in and out of it. So each time you inhale, the stomach expands. Each time you exhale, the stomach pulls in toward the spine. So I'll pick up my shirt a little. Don't put this out on the internet for everybody to see, please. Inhale, exhale. When you inhale, let the belly button drop to the floor. As you exhale, pull up your PC muscles like you're stopping the P stream. Noticing how I'm not moving my spine at all. We do not want this or this with the tailbone. We just want to breathe and pull the abs in without moving your spine. The way this exercise applies to your deadlifting and squatting is that you have that tendency to lock your knees, your pelvis rolls forward, and your lower back projects forward, and your rib cage pops out this way, which we'll deal with that in a moment. What we want to do is we want to get you to be able to pull the abs in to provide support for the lower back. So when you're doing your lifting, you're not doing your lifting through the lower back to come up like this, that you're doing your lifting through the hips and you're using those abs to support the lower back to keep the stress off of this, off of the lower back. The idea is each time you do a deadlift, Romanian deadlift or a squat, on the down phase you inhale, on the exhale you pull up the belly button and pull up the PC muscles. Very clear that you don't want to bear down and just hold your stomach still and arch your back. When you come up, it's a dynamic, as if your abdominals are elastic. You inhale, they expand, you exhale, they pull in. So for the second piece, to practice with the propensity that you have to let your rib cage pop out, we're going to work with the middle back. So we'll start off on your stomach. Stack your hands on top of each other. Put your forehead onto your hands. And I would like you to notice the difference between two ways of doing this. One is to do it this way. And the other is to do it this way. If we do it the first way, that's just going to buy into your same movement pattern that your body's used to doing. And that's what we want to work against. We want to do it the second way. So when you prepare for this exercise, press your pubic bone into the floor, reach your feet away from you, and press your shins to the floor so we have your legs anchored into the floor. We don't want your legs picking up each time you lift the upper body, which would look like this. For this exercise, that's not what we want to happen. So keep the legs down tight to the floor, and then press your sternum into the floor like so. When you go to lift, keep the sternum pushed onto the floor and only lift from the sternum up on your spine. For you, it's going to feel like a very small movement at first, and that's okay. It'll feel like your feet, your pubic bone, and your sternum are all locked to the floor and providing a good base of support while everything from the sternum up is just lifting from there. Just do that for, probably for you, I'd recommend anywhere from 10 to 20 repetitions. But some days you may want to do a little bit more so you really feel like it's warmed up. The idea is just to become aware of how to do that with your spine. The purpose of that exercise, when you're doing your deadlifting, squatting, or Romanian deadlifting, and when you come up, we've already talked about how the abs are supporting, but what we don't want to happen is the rib cage to pop out, like is what your movement propensity is, which again causes the lower back to arch. So we want to be able to keep the ribs in, but still extend from that middle back. So you can extend from the middle back rather than from the lower back. This over time is going to make your lower back muscles really tight and dominant. So we're trying to distribute that tension to the abdominals and higher up on your spine into the mid-back. So those are the first two exercises. With all of these exercises I'm showing you, I'd recommend that you do them first as a way of tuning your body into these subtle movements and then applying them to the stuff that Peter gave you.